of the Overwatch Community Cup.
We're going to be getting the Dallas Fools versus
the Shanghai Serpents. We've got Dallas rolling out their defense on King's Row.
Looks like we've got the standard Ryan Zarya tank comp.
Yeah, we've got Deathball, we've got Junkrat and Widow for the hit scan. I like this a lot. I think Mercy is not as good as Moira in the current meta, just for healing a Deathball composition, but it's still very viable. And
I feel like they're going to definitely try and go for the reses.
Yeah.
Here, and that's probably why they're running the Mercy. Because if you have the Ryan shield out, you can probably safely res behind them.
Absolutely.
Meanwhile, on attack, we've got the Slambulance, or modified Slambulance going out.
Actually, this seems to be just normal Deathball.
Yeah, you're right, 2-2-2, never mind. We don't have a triple tank setup. Or a quad tank.
Now this will be the person to watch at the very beginning. See if TX Pro skills can get any quick picks, because that's huge for the attacking side.
Yeah, gotta wonder if he's probably planning on staying Widow or maybe switching the tank if he doesn't get any of those picks.
Isn't quite getting anything as of yet, but the rest of his team is moving forward.
He is drawing some attention away from the rest of his team as they push in, so that might be what he's going for.
And Aaron already took out Nikorasu.
That's a huge pick.
Oh, and he waited for the res. The res actually goes off. And he hasn't gotten the Mercy yet. Alright, tracks are down. That's actually bigger than getting the Widow, I would say.
And he's going to make a speedy escape going back to the health pack behind point.
Looks like he's going to continue to fight this Junkrat.
He's getting close to ult too.
Oh, and he's almost got the Junkrat down. Yes! The healing with Zenyatta was not fast enough.
Zenyatta going to take that down, but Aaron does have a full pulse bomb waiting for him.
Yep. San kicked him to death, but he already got 2 picks on the Dallas team.
Looking at the ult economy though, Dallas is looking a little bit better. Their Earth Shatter's about to be up and ready to go.
They do have Transcendence 30% away, but that is the only ultimate they have, and Tiny Giraffe is coming up behind. He'll have another Shatter to contest to the Dallas Fuels.
Kind of surprised we don't have a Coalescence ready at this point.
Yeah, the healing from either hasn't really ended up in most ultimates.
That was a
Does
wonderful
get blocked. Oh, goes into the air for that charge. He's got a Shatter, but gets destroyed. Kiwi's gonna go in, gets bumped as well.
He almost got bumped into something there. I think it was a pulse bomb.
Now at this point, with the Zarya bubble and the healing, just put down your shield, just start swinging. But Alienware does get out. Panda Plays does get Aaron in the back. Get a little bit of revenge.
Is that the official Alienware?
Sponsored by Alienware and a Tiny Giraffe. We're squaring off at the gate. I like where they're holding. There's no need to hold up at this front choke point, so they know that they're just going to hold back here, where it's defensively better. Here comes a charge, though.
Dallas Fools, by the way, are definitely winning that ult economy battle. Earthshatter might be down, but almost everything else is just about to be up.
Yep. Here comes out a Transcendence. I don't think it was quite necessary. They used a tire as well.
They are taking this point. Kijirachi is trying to escape. Might be trying for a last-second contest to build up some time.
And Kiwi has put himself in a dangerous spot, but he's just going to walk back. He doesn't even care about the Moira.
Yeah, Moira actually, since I believe she does individual hits as opposed to big burst, the armor really helped him survive that.
He just walked away, didn't even look at her.
And looks like we're getting Winston coming out from on the defense side.
Yeah.
Or the offense side, my bad.
They're going to a modified dive. Zarya Winston is something you can run if you can bubble him. Nikarasu does get Aaron, though, and that's definitely going to stunt the dive a little bit.
We've also got TX Pro on the Reaper trying to contest some of these tanks. Or get killed by a Junkrat mine right there. Boosted by the Mercy, too.
Yep. Only a minute left. No ultimates really on either side, but Shanghai is getting close to a lot of theirs.
That was some really good bubble usage from the Fools right there.
Now, the thing is Shanghai can save their ultimates and not use them until they're all stacked up. They can win this fight easily. But it comes down to if they stagger their ultimates.
Yeah, on Shanghai side, we are very close to Coalescence, Graviton, Pulse Bomb. Graviton and Pulse Bomb alone could clear the point for them if they can land it.
That being said, Dallas is about to have Grav and Tire. And the picks are just coming in for Dallas. They're not using any ultimates.
Right now, they're probably saving Grav so that they can't even get in.
Yep. With 20 seconds left, now's about to be the time.
Aaron's probably their last hope. He's got to get to point.
If he's got the Pulse Bomb. Alienware doesn't have Grav yet, though.
On their 10 seconds. Is Aaron going to contest?
It does look like he does make it, but a tire
A
gets the
huge
rest of
tire.
his team. Nikarasu takes out Aaron. A
And
fire
that
strike onto the 6th.
Is a team kill for the
Oof.
Fools. Brutal. Solid .1 hold for Dallas.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Shanghai's comp was a little bit weird going into that. I think they had they had death ball tanks a lot, but they had dive DPS.
Yeah, they definitely seem to have a weird combination.
Yeah.
But now, their work's cut out for Dallas. They only need to get a tick on attack. This is one of the easiest parts of King's Row, getting just the first tick. The point overall is fairly difficult. It's nothing compared to the last phase of the payload, though.
The one thing that Shanghai might have going for them is that this is a very, very strong choke. If you hold the choke and you pay attention to the window on the left, or the right, depending on which side you are, it's very hard to get in. At the same time, though, even as we saw Aaron do right at the end, a Tracer can just go around the window and start getting that point. And once you draw attention away from the choke, the rest of your team can just charge on straight through.
And look what they're going to be running, though. They're going to be running triple tank. They don't need to flank at all. They're just going to run right onto the point.
The bowling ball strat. I'm surprised we don't see a Lucio, unless Nikarasu might just be getting some...
Yeah, I imagine this will be for scouting.
Scouting and showing off that wonderful anniversary spec. Great golden gun.
Meanwhile, there's a little interesting composition from Shanghai again, where they're running kind of anti-dive, but they don't have Roadhog. This may be a just play whatever you're best at composition.
Maybe, yeah. I'm not sure how I feel about Diva Orisa.
Okay.
Hanzo.
They decided this is better for scouting.
Yeah. If you can climb
we're
the wall.
going to let him do that. Meanwhile, we're going to look at Kiwi pushing up for the front.
Oh, that's perfect position for any sort of fire strike right there.
Yep. There it goes.
There
Gets,
it goes.
At least one.
And they're just pushing on aggressively. Aaron's trying to flank around the other side and get a pick on the Moira. If he can, that'd be huge.
Oh, but he gets swatted down by the world's biggest fly swatter. Here comes Reinhardt. He gets a flying charge on Giraffe.
And this might be... Oh, wait, though. I was going to say this might be it for Shanghai.
Well, with the
Earth
shatter,
he's going
it
for
might
it.
be...
Oh,
it's
no.
huge.
And that is going to be it. There's no way you can get back after that.
Coalescence just for fanfare.
Yeah, why not?
And that's it.
I don't know about their namesake, but the Dallas are anything but fools right now. That was a solid .1, solid game one. Good
Absolutely. Play of the game is going to go to Panda Plays with that last defense.
Triple tire.
And right in front of them, too. He looked at them, said, "What are you going to do about it?"
You know,
and pulled
even
out
if
his
they
tire.
had killed them, they were all in the grab, so the
total
mayhem.
bombs. And
we're
it's
seeing
all
blue cards. Oh, that was
more healing, more damage, more Earth Shatter stuns.
This is nasty. I'm wondering to see how Shanghai's going to try and turn around in the next game.
Yeah, I hope that they're going to go to some actual compositions, because we've seen some very mixed things.
Yeah, yeah. And I feel like maybe they're trying to feel out the fools right now. See how the teamwork works, stuff like that.
It's possible, but you still want to have a good first impression.
That's true. That's very true.
So it'll be interesting to see how they try to adapt to this. I hope they just do more cookie-cutter strategies and compositions, because right now they're doing a lot of mixed bag compositions that don't really work. They are playing tanks that don't have synergy with each other.
Getting Billy in on the fools.
Mm-hmm.
Seems to be a Genji main with that profile pic, but I don't know. Whoever knows.
Yep, on this icon meta.
I see you're a fine connoisseur of the Brigitte cat
Absolutely.
icon. Best icon in game to date. It's even better than Cute Diva in my opinion.
But Billy is a little bit of a rebel. He's going to have fencing Genji.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if he does play Genji. Having some projectile DPS on the team would be interesting. I feel like...
They do have Panda plays on the Junkrat, though.
Right, right.
So they may have that spot secured.
That's true. I guess then maybe switching out the flankers, perhaps? I know Genji's a decent flanker.
So what else would you like to see Shanghai adapt? I think if they're gonna run Death Ball, run all the way Death Ball.
Run Death Ball.
If you're gonna run
dive, run all
or
the way dive.
anti-dive,
Yeah.
like if you're running anti-dive, if you have an Orisa, you need a Roadhog.
I feel like so King's Row is one of the best like Death Ball tank maps.
Mhm.
If assuming we're not going to somewhere where that works similarly, I'm really interested to see how well Shanghai's dive works out because some teams struggle with the Death Ball but are fantastic at dive.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
We are going to go to Hanamura for the second map, which is a map that you have a lot of variety in compositions. You can run Death Ball. I've seen triple and quad tank work here, and dive is especially good if you can get like the verticality, get the widows and soldiers off of the high ground.
The other thing about Shanghai is that I want to see some I want to see healers that work well with the team because I feel like you were saying earlier, the Zen Mercy strat for their comp they had wasn't really working that well.
Yeah, it's just Mercy is still a decent character, but if you're going to run a very aggressive defense with a Death Ball, you should probably have a Moira to have that burst healing.
Yeah, definitely.
I respect wanting the Resurrect, but I think it's better in that case to be able to have the healing to keep 4 people alive at the same time
than to have all
than to have a 30-second cooldown Resurrect if you fail to heal someone in particular. So we'll see how Shanghai adapts. Hopefully we'll see something a little different. And also a little bit of a less flanking Lucio. We did see a flanking Lucio go around in the back. That's a lot of healing and utility.
I mean, who's a better flanker than the loud Brazilian DJ?
Yeah, you'll hear him coming from a mile away. We'll definitely want him to be with the squad more, because that's where Lucio gets all of his benefits, because he's not... This isn't ladder. This isn't solo queuing as Lucio.
What if when Lucio... I love that mayhem switch right there from Billy. What if when Lucio flanks, it just plays Sound of Silence?
That would be good.
Hello.
But we do see Billy going a little cheeky, getting a Shanghai icon.
Hey, who was it? I think it was Soul, or one of the players on Soul just had Shanghai Dragon Spray.
Yeah.
In the middle of Overwatch League.
That was very good.
I really like.
Might have even been Fleta.
It might have been Fleta. Yeah.
We are waiting for Hanamura to go underway. What strategies do you think Dallas is going to do?
On Hanamura?
Let's say attack Hanamura.
Yeah, I personally love Slambulance, like quad tank or triple tank 1 DPS on this map to take first point. And I could see, based on how they were running last match, I could see Dallas going for that too.
Yeah, I think that or Death Ball is going to be very popular for them. Just have the healing in the back.
How much DPS you want. Now, on the off chance that we get some like really high anti-tank, like say Shanghai runs a Bastion, then I think we might see more traditional 2-2-2.
Yeah, or some
or
dive.
Even dive, yeah.
And
as for their defense, I really think if Shanghai wants to, Bastion, Orisa, and maybe Hog.
Yeah,
like some very strong anti-tank or anti-dive.
Anti-dive I think is definitely going to be the way they want to go. I think another option would be a Orisa, Hog, Reaper, and then maybe a Widow or a Soldier for hit scan in case Dallas runs a Pharah.
And like you said, since we're not quite on ladder here, we could see some slightly unorthodox picks. So,
but even though this isn't ladder, I want team play.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm not expecting a Torb. I'm not expecting a Sim. Now, if we have Brigitte, I could definitely see Torb Brigitte, Sim Brigitte because of the armor stacking.
I could even see Brigitte with Death Ball. I think that would be very exciting.
Yeah. Do we know when Brigitte is? I'm assuming Stage 2 doesn't have her just because of how new she is.
I am not entirely sure how the Community Cup is dealing with Brigitte. She might even be legal right now.
Fair enough.
So we will see how they come in.
And even if she is legal, you got to wonder, she's been out for a month and a half overall if you had the BTR, but maybe like 2 weeks now. And I think we all think we're a top 500 Brigitte right now, but... Alright, looks like we're going to get started here pretty soon.
Yep, it looks like we're going to be flying over to Japan for Hanamura as soon as everyone is ready. See any other flights you're interested in Numbani? I know that's how they used to give some maps away. I think it was it Oasis that they teased? Or maybe it was Eichenwald.
I just want a map. Or maybe even an Uprising event. Where we have Diva fighting whatever giant kaiju is in the Sea of South Korea.
A kaiju
Blizzard Entertainment.
robot.
How are we ignoring the fact that there is a giant Omnic in the sea for some reason?
Yeah, a South Korea map is definitely needed, whether
want
it's PvE or
someone-
PvP.
If someone could give me the money to go to Overwatch like League, I would hold up a sign that just says "Give Diva lore, you cowards."
Give Diva and Lucio
And Zen.
some lore.
How does Zen not have any lore?
Because they gave it all to Mandata.
Oh, you know, the only bit like in the official facts about every hero, they used a fan-made cinematic for
Yep.
Zen segment instead of actually using any sort of footage they had because they haven't given any thought to Zen.
It's very disappointing given that he's such a cool character.
Anyway, time to unwind with some video games. Here's the Hanamura arcade for you in a little bit. Because video games are supposed to be fun, right?
Yeah, that's why you destroy the arcades.
No one's beating my high scores.
Not once the machine's busted. But here we are. We've got Shanghai on the attack once again.
And that's a pretty solid dive right there.
Yeah, this is
Ana,
definitely... Yeah, it's an interesting composition. Ana could be very useful if utilized correctly. I think she can be very good for dive. She obviously lacks the mobility that Lucio has, but if she gets a biotic grenade on an enemy that they want to dive...
Not to mention Nano Winston,
Exactly.
Nano Blade, even Nana Diva in a pinch. Nano works really well with all the dive heroes.
Yeah. But
And
that depends on how well they play the Ana, because it is very unorthodox.
meanwhile, we're gonna see the Fools run. Is this supposed to be counter dive? I suppose.
This
Not
is
anti-dive, but
modified
a counter.
dive. This is a version of dive, except Billy is on a hit scan on the high ground, which if Choo-Choo is a Mercy one trick, as the chat has said, I think this is the best combination for them to play.
Yeah, each one of those shots from Soldier is gonna do 30 damage with the damage boost.
Which is absolutely
Oh wait,
ludicrous.
no, damage boost isn't 50%.
So
it's
26.
30%. 26, my bad. Still a lot of damage.
Yeah, we're gonna have a little skirmish at the gate, but they're not. They haven't committed to anything yet. Aaron is on the point
Tiny
though.
Giraffe just going in the point.
Ooh. Well, look at both
With the
flankers were
rest
actually on the point already.
And we're getting picks from Shanghai.
Well, we got a pick from Shanghai, 2 already down.
Oh, true, never mind.
Fox doing work and a resurrect onto Dragon Plays. This was looking to be a good dive, but it ended up going
there he
right
goes.
back to Dallas.
Deleted by those boosted Soldier shots.
And look, he already has Visor. That's insane. He's gonna get the jump. He makes it all the way over.
Good helix jump. I still don't know how to do that. I should really look into it.
We've got to regroup on the side.
Ana halfway to Nano, because I feel like Nano's going to be necessary in this.
Especially if you're going to play this character, you need the full value.
Yeah. And I think you're going to want... I'm probably Nano Winston, because I don't think Genji's anywhere near Blade at this point.
Yep.
Not entirely sure what Shanghai's Genji has been doing currently.
He is halfway, and they have only done one push. It's
That's
just that
fair.
their pushes have taken so long because of the flank, but look at all these picks.
Really good picks. Zen down.
Visor, though, it's coming out. It got one. He's looking to get another. Big tank in the way, but he gets past anyway with the help of Kiwi. And that was such a well-coordinated dive, and they still weren't able to break this defense. They didn't even get a single tick. He's going to get some healing, give it to the Zenyatta. Zenyatta's ultimate is a little bit more important than Soldier, given that they are on defense.
True that. Ult economy is looking pretty even across the board, although I believe the Fools may actually be pretty close. Shanghai is going to have Nano soon, but they still don't have it after 2
Yeah, it's been a long time. There's some juicy pulse bomb targets. It hesitates a bit. Ooh, but they already got the Transcendence out. That's huge when they Nano Blade. Choo-Choo
And-
goes down. That's no
oh,
res.
That's a big pick for Aaron.
And it's a big tank fight. 2 Winstons, 2 Divas.
But here we go. They're falling apart again.
Yep.
Billy and the tanks getting so many picks.
Kiwi had ult again. He's alive.
They stopped every push like this, with the tanks going after the squishies, and then Billy tacking on damage on basically everyone.
Yeah, what I think is happening is Shanghai is new healing. Shanghai is running a good dive, right? They have the Tracer and the Genji. They're going in,
Yeah.
but then they're getting counter dived even better.
Yeah, and I think, if anything, it's target prioritization. Because you're not targeting tanks, you're targeting supports, but there's not really much follow-up after you get the supports done.
Yeah,
Because
they
by
get
the
the targets and then they think they've won.
By the time you've gotten the supports down, the tanks have already killed half your team.
And with 45 seconds left, 2 of them go down. They cannot use any ultimates right now.
And I want to point out we haven't seen a single nano from Shanghai this entire round.
And you know what's even worse? They used Blade and Pulse Bomb.
Oh no. That's a big investment for no returns on this fight.
Yeah, they lost 2 and then used 2 ultimates. That's not something you can run. They don't have any DPS ultimates for their Ana to Nano boost.
Right now you're going to have to run down a Nano Winston.
Oh, and Aaron's still in the back.
If he gets staggered right now, this might be curtains for Shanghai. At least for this initial push.
They're chasing him, but they are going to let him live. But here comes Shanghai's last attempt
we have
at
Trans,
point
we
A.
have Nano. Who did he nano? Nano the D.Va.
Yeah, I suppose the micro missiles with some 50% extra damage will help, but
Kind of surprised we didn't see the Nano Winston.
well,
That
both
being
healers
said-
are down for Dallas. Okay, that is the Dallas bomb, but Kiwi is getting picks. TX Pro finds him though.
Oh, TX Pro went Reaper. That's going to explain some stuff. And it looks like Shanghai is going to take this first point in overtime.
With just box left, they do finally get the pickup. Their attack finally worked out.
So, oh, okay.
It's a late stagger onto Billy, but he has ultimate for the next fight.
Yeah, that's probably why he did that. So, what do you think the biggest issue right now is for Shanghai? Because I personally feel there might be something going on with their supports.
I think they are diving, but are forgetting about the counter dive. They're not peeling to help their supports. They had a Zen, but now they're running dive without Zen.
Tosses in the bomb, not gonna get anyone.
Yeah, a little poor positioning. Tiny Giraffe does go up into the air, but they're just gonna walk onto the point. TX Pro Skills gets a flashbang onto Mercy, but doesn't get anything off of it, and Billy is now ulting.
High
Gets
ground
one, gets
tack
2.
Visor.
He's gonna get a third.
That's
He
the third.
does. One ult to entirely stop a
Did you see
push.
those bullets? They were going below his gun.
Yeah. And now they're staggering.
Aw.
They have Alienware trapped.
Stop bullying D.Va. Leave her alone.
She's about to kill Mercy. Oh, but Choo Choo who? Choo Choo.
Stop the D.Va abuse 2018.
It's brutal. Diva's next ultimate is going to be a suicide pill.
That would actually be really good, I'm not gonna lie.
And look at this. No ultimates on the side of Shanghai. Billy used 1 and then switched.
And not
So
to
there's
mention
still
the
4,
fools
almost
have
5.
max ults. The only ult they don't have is Billy, who just used it.
A Pulse Bomb just went onto TX Pro Skills, took him out immediately. And now there's a scrappy fight on the outside as they just chase the remaining members. Alienware
once
again. Opts not to go off the cliff?
No,
Where-
he's gonna run away and get killed.
Okay. I think it would have been better to jump over here, but I'm not Alienware. They do have D.Va Bomb again. They're getting close to a Deadeye and a Pulse Bomb.
I've never thought about the D.Va suicide meta, I gotta say.
It's a hard life for D.Va. Without a mech, what is she?
A cute girl with a gun.
Fair.
Alright, so we do have the ults, and we're gonna have Primal Rage soon. That's a big pick for TX Pro.
Yep, and the Mercy with the barriers still very
Is that
low
a nano,
health.
Lucio?
It is! The Boostio is on the point in the building!
It's actually working, though.
Here comes a Blade, gets stunned but doesn't get killed, but the barriers are gonna keep people alive.
Yo, was that actually some next level play right there?
It was all about the Boostio. TX Pro
Did-
Skills gets taken out by a D.Va Bomb though.
I wonder if the Boostio was to try and get the sound barrier to try and prolong the fight.
Well, that would be a very good idea. I think it was probably meant for the
Yeah.
Winston.
And it looks like Winston's gonna have to hop out or just get killed, and that's another solid hold.
Yeah,
from the
it's a
Fools.
solid hold that yielded no ticks again, despite all of the ultimates
And
invested.
Yeah, how many ultimates did Shanghai drop in that fight?
TX Pro Skill still has his, but the rest were used in the fight. Nano, Pulse Bomb.
RLC just gonna take
Primal.
a little sit. Oh no!
Oh, and such a late snagger onto Ana.
If I would just switch off Ana at this point.
I think with this composition, you should never have been on Ana to begin with. I understand some aspects that would be good, but at the moment, first of all, you need a Zen for dive composition. That is the only reason it
And
works.
I gotta say, right now the Dallas Fools are looking better than the Fuel.
Yeah. They're playing a little bit better. But in any case, Dallas still even has ultimates up. They still have Valk. They still have Primal.
Yeah, their economy has been great. They've not been investing anything too much.
Puddle does miss, but
Going
Billy
for that
is on
quick
TX
pick.
Pros. If he can get that ultimate out of TX Pros, he does!
That was huge.
That's no Deadeye this fight. That was
And-
their only ultimate.
And that's going to be no push. Invest the sound barrier just so that we ensure that we don't... Oh, dropping the Diva Bomb too. That's
Yep,
going to get
that's
two.
gonna take two and
Two
a
and
mech.
the mech. Huge
It's just
play.
Aaron stalling as much as he can.
Oh, not
Alienware
again!
left on the point. What is a diva to do?
I don't know, go back to South Korea, fight some Omnics.
And
high
there's the
noon.
Deadeye. Does get cancelled.
I think your clock's off, McCree. Oh boy. All that being said, as much as that may have fallen apart for Shanghai, they did get a first point take.
They did. They were successful.
Right. So now they do have a chance. If they can hold first point, they do have a chance to win this map.
And they could even tie it if they lose the first point.
Mhm.
This is a very winnable/tieable situation. It just depends on how they run their defense, and I hope they run an actual composition, unlike what we've seen from them. I know they are doing their comfort picks, but that's not optimal in a tournament-style game.
Right here, you want to see pressure on the choke, because this, in my opinion, is one of the worst chokes in Overwatch.
Absolutely.
You have one tiny window, and you have one narrow door. Everything else is blocked off.
Now, I like this. If they get alien... Okay, you know what? It's not a Risa, but it's still a barrier. You still have a hog behind. You're not
Yeah.
going to get any halt hooks, but
We
this
are
is
going
still
to get
viable.
the Orisa.
Okay,
Gonna get the switch.
good.
That's
So
even better.
these are the tanks they need. I really like the Ana and the Zen on this point. This is on the defense. If Ana stays here and shoots to the point, that's very good.
Zen is fantastic because that Discord is gonna let you pick targets easier.
I don't like double hit scan.
I don't either.
I
Honestly,
understand that this is part of the anti-dive that they're trying to run, but if they had a McCree and a Junkrat, I think that would be much better.
Or even McCree and let's say you have a Pharah, because you have distant healing from both Zen and Ana.
Yeah, I don't agree with the double hit scan, but we'll see how it works out.
This is also going to require some crazy coordination between the tanks, because you're going to want to get that pulled port combo, the halt into hook, so that you can get guaranteed picks when they come in the door. And
Yep. We are going to pause the game, though.
Okay.
We unfortunately do
pause?
have a DC in the game.
The good old Washington.
Yep, does look like someone has disconnected, and we will get a player in very soon.
Even the Community Cup is not safe from leaving. No, it's
Uh,
probably connection issues or anything like that.
Yep, this is an online tournament. There is no LAN, which is unfortunate, but fans of the Overwatch League are all around the world, which is why the Overwatch Community Cup is as well.
Which I think is great. Honestly, I love the fact that Overwatch is one of these things where you have people who can play together no matter where you are.
Yeah,
Um,
we're all fans of the league, and we love playing this game. So I think this is a great community to be playing in, especially in the lower ranks where people are trying to get better.
Exactly.
It does look like we have a sixth player in on the side of Dallas, and we will be joining back in soon.
So, are the Dallas Fools trying to emulate the fuel in the best way? Is this sub supposed to represent XQC's kick from the team?
Unfortunately, it was one of their healers. I believe that is
Oh.
Unko being traded, which I believe is rumored to happen soon. But in any case,
Alright, we're going to get the Zen Lucio with dive. I like this a lot.
Box already in the back. And TX Pro's already down!
That is very...
He was playing up on that Bodega, which is good for like solo ranked play, but this is a team... These are teams.
And
you can't do that.
No, just the little zoomed out view you've got here, and Dallas has collapsed onto Shanghai, and Shanghai couldn't support themselves at all.
Yep. You can't split up your composition in a way like Soldier on the very top right and everyone else on the bottom
I don't
left.
think I even saw how the tanks went down, but they did not... I don't think they were even holding the choke that well.
Yep. Unfortunately, they are going to yield that first point entirely, and they've lost all of their ult charge as they've entirely switched composition aside from their healers.
We're back to Ana. Oh, and... Okay. I do like how quickly Shanghai fell back the point.
I do like they're on the point. They switched
that was a
compositions.
one-clip
But man,
box with the big picks. That might be enough to take this first tick.
Yep.
He can get the Ana too.
it does look like Ana's gonna
Oh.
go down, and this might be it already.
This is probably it. It's just Tracer. Aaron, Diva trying to stall on point. We do have the respawn
Oh, but a
coming in.
blade just for the Diva.
And
Doesn't even need it. Diva Bomb comes down.
Winston can't even make it on, and that is gonna be the end of game 2. Dallas up 2-0.
Absolutely brutal.
Play of the game, RLC. That's my guess for that triple Diva Bomb.
Yep.
There we go.
In the London Spitfire, that's not the right team. But in any case, this isn't even the triple bomb. This is just when they cleared the first point.
And look at that Discord target prioritization. That's exactly what you need to do to get rid of these tanks. I'm surprised that Shanghai was playing so far back, or you wouldn't be holding close to the choke.
Yeah, so that was interesting. They weren't at the choke. They had fallen back. But one thing I want you to notice is that the dive composition was in the middle of that fight. Meanwhile, Ana was on the left. Roadhog was in the forward. Arisa was on the right. There was no grouping at all for that composition.
Yeah, that hurts.
Which is
quite a
something you
bit.
need so much if you're going to run anti-dive. That hinges on everyone playing together succinctly.
Mm-hmm. Not to mention just like the tanks alone, the amount of synchronization you need. Okay, I'm halting now. You get the hook.
Yeah,
Ana heal us up if we get damaged.
You need to synchronize those cooldowns because both halt and hook share similar cooldown as far
it
as time.
6 or
I believe
6
it's
and
8 seconds on both.
Okay. No, hook is 6 seconds. I think halt
Hook
might be
used
8.
to be 6, but it's 8. They after the buff.
You're right.
Or
You're
nerf.
right. You're right.
After the hook 2.0. But in any case, they just the Shanghai Serpents, they have potential. It just seems like they're not super comfortable with the team play so far. It does feel to me as if they are 6 solo queuers on the same team against a 6 stack.
I wouldn't go that far, but you are right in saying that the team play, I don't want to say it's not been present, but it has been completely overshadowed by Dallas.
Yeah. Their positioning is all over the place. Again, I'm going to harp on it again. TX Pro skills up on that high tower, great place for quick play and solo queue in ranked. But in a competitive tournament setting, that makes you such an easy target to dive because there's no one nearby to help you.
Not to mention, another thing, Aaron, fantastic picks on the healers. But the team follow-up, the team organization, even the, I guess, DPS solidarity you want, where you're synchronized in your kills and your dives, that is not there yet.
Yep.
So I'm not trying to knock any of Shanghai's skill. I think it's definitely there.
Yeah, they have
We've seen-
potential.
they do have a lot, but we're just seeing better team play from Dallas right now, and it's definitely showing in the past 2 maps.
Yep.
We're not seeing any substitution yet for Shanghai either.
We did see some swaps in for Dallas, but it is interesting that Shanghai is going to keep this roster. And as soon as we say that,
yeah.
we are going to go to Ilios next. That is one of the King of the Hill maps of this stage. We are running Overwatch League-esque rules.
Arguably the second best King of the Hill map, at least in my opinion.
What do you think is the best?
I love Oasis.
Okay, I absolutely agree.
Yes. Huh?
I agree, absolutely.
Yeah. Ilios was great, and Ilios used to be the best, but when you introduce a map with such varied points as Oasis, I think it's really fun.
Yeah, I love the vastly different compositions that are best on those points. Like on the city center, you should run a Pharah Mercy with a McCree for the high ground. If you're in the university, triple,
triple
and
tank.
Death Ball's so good.
Garden, I think dive almost works best.
Yeah,
And you don't
dive
even
or
need
with the
Pharah.
Pharah, but yeah, either one. Ilios is very fun though. There's a lot of boop potential.
Can't wait for another booper in the game.
Yep. The well, you can halt people, hook people, boop people. You can run them over with Diva's mech.
Brigitte's gonna be so fun. I saw a GIF on the subreddit today of a Reaper trying to hop down from King's Row, and the Brigitte uses the whip shot to push him back, so he wastes his entire ult.
That's funny.
Yeah.
She has a very fun kit, and I can't wait for her to be in competitive.
I can't wait for her to be in this league. I know there's gonna be a lot of players, and I feel like oddly enough, if a Roadhog player wanted to flex the support,
yeah, that's gonna be the one.
Yeah, that's gonna be the one you want to flex to.
Doesn't hook people back in, but it does push them around, which is very fun.
All right, looks like we're gonna get into game 3. And you said, is this modified Overwatch League rules then, or complete, where we play out the entire set?
This is not scrim rules. This
Okay.
is tournament rules.
Okay. No, not this map. I mean,
Well, yes, we are playing. This is for seeding, all
Yeah.
4.
okay.
And we are going to start out on the ruins.
Ooh, quite a good map.
It's,
And much.
Hmm?
This is the Widow battle dominated map.
Absolutely. There's so many good spots for Widow here.
Fools are not
there.
running a Widow currently. UFO's probably not playing.
This is also you can run Death Ball, you can run Dive. There's so many options for compositions, but definitely a Widow is the staple of this map.
And this is surprisingly not the Pharah map, I would say.
It is a
It's-
Pharah map,
it's
but
a
with
Pharah
the
map, but, like-
prevalence of Widowmaker on this
Exactly.
map. Now, we
Now-
are going to get teased by UFOs. Ate my cat.
Aw.
Pulling a Muma over here.
Play Symmetra, you cowards.
I'm sure it will not last, as UFOs will probably be playing a Zenyatta. They do seem to be running both dive supports, though, if that is the case. With Alienware on a... Oh, okay, Mercy. Sure. I guess to damage boost to the Alienware's Junkrat. Interesting that he has swapped over to DPS from tank. Must be because of Damat W now in on the roster.
Also worth mentioning that, like, here, more so than your standard 2CP or hybrid maps, reses are incredibly important on King of the Hill.
They're
If you can
important
pull
for
them
King of the
off.
Hill, but on this map in particular, I don't agree with having a Mercy just because of how good Widowmaker is. Both Mercies are down, though.
2 Winstons.
Yep. There have been a lot of trades so far.
And
The
if you're
fight
Shanghai,
is very messy. It is barely going in the favor of Shanghai, though. But that being said, Nikarasu gets another pick, and KG goes down as well. And now Dallas is pushing back the Shanghai. Mech back for RLC.
that is huge.
But both of their healers are down. This is a very drawn-out fight, but it does look like Dallas is going to be in a tough spot. But Nikarasu gets Mercy again!
And another pick on Aaron, too.
This
Okay,
is why Widow's so good on this map.
Exactly. And not only that, Widow is uncontested right now.
So, yeah, they do need a cap, though. They have yet to do that. Hey, Kiwi, I know you want to get healing, and I know you want to get kills, but doesn't matter if the percent's not ticking
I
up.
mean, hey, RLC does have the Spitfire skin, so
Yep,
Cloud9
C9.
sponsorship.
In any case, Nikarasu has ult,
Oh.
but it's already down by
That's a
Alienware.
Like we said, Widow was uncontested, but just a couple Junkrat bombs, and that is going to actually allow Shanghai to get some footing here.
Diva Bomb coming down, doesn't get anybody. As Shanghai does hide, but a tire's going to come out from Alienware. Does get Sand. That is it, though.
Still a good pick. You're down a healer. UFOs.
Oof.
Oh, UFOs taking. Oh no, sorry. Fox takes out UFOs.
Nikarasu taking out Tiny Giraffe. Barriers are going to come out, but too late. You need to use those when your tanks are alive. Does look like they are getting some picks, though, with it. Oof, but jumping is not what you want to do
back.
against a Widow.
Aaron is not in the position to challenge that Widow, by the way.
Nope, not at all. Dallas reinforcements are in. Oh, Kiwi almost kills San, who has about 5 health before finally being taken down, and the point is finally flipped.
And this is what you want to do against the Widow. You want to have the Diva dive.
Yep, you gotta have the tanks,
with
and maybe a
support.
Genji. Oh, but she gets a shot onto KG.
Damn, Nikarasu is popping off this
Yeah.
map.
They need to go and contest her, either get a Widow or actually dive her more often. Dragonplace does go down. That is going to put things in favor of Shanghai, but Tiny Giraffe goes down in turn. And Nikarasu is just right above the point. Full range. It's Tracer season. And with
Aaron
the sights...
gets one pick on the tank, but he gets taken down by Box. And that is probably going to be it. Point almost getting flipped.
Almost, but Diva is going to contest, force the enemy team to kill her. Oh, and Lucio, what are you doing out here? Sand's got an orb just with KG's name on it.
Sand pulling a bit of a Jay Jonak right there.
We do have both Diva Bomb and Valk for initiation.
Not to mention Transcendence in the pinch, and we're going to be very close. Oh, sorry. You're talking about the...
About the Shanghai. Box does go down to Aaron. It looks like Aaron's gonna try and wait for a res, and here it is.
Drops
But
the
doesn't get the clip or the pulse bomb. What a wasted opportunity.
Mercy was still right there. You should have gone for the stick.
Yeah, but in any case, they're going to try and take this fight again. They do knock Nikurasu off.
Force the trans.
Oof. And Primal Monkey will take her down.
Very important trans from Dallas.
You know what today is? It's Trance Day of Visibility.
Is it really?
Yes.
That's great.
This is when you get to see all the Zenyatas. RLC is going to have to Diva Bomb to get a new mech, but it doesn't matter. She's going to get taken out anyway.
Honestly, very good use of the tire if you really wanted to flip that point, not going to lie.
Yep. And it looks like Shanghai is going to do it, but UFOs gets downed again by Nikurasu. They need to be playing this better against the Widow, as if they lose this one fight, they're going to lose the map.
Not to mention, the tanks aren't contesting. You see,
You see Aaron, like,
yeah.
chipping away, but it's not enough.
You see
Alienware already
Giraffe
goes down.
Not electing to jump on the Widow, but hiding in the corner.
Yeah, the tanks are much too timid. They don't have a Genji, they have a Junkrat. First of all, I would prefer them to have a Genji for this, for the Widow, but they're...
You can make Junkrat work, but like the sight lines here, oh, that's a bad stick for Shanghai.
Yep. Shanghai is holding, though. Alienware is getting picks with the Junkrat.
But Nico comes in again.
Yep, just uncontested. Been taken down a couple times, but not enough. Ooh, misses the shot. And and doesn't miss that one. That being said, though, it's still ticking up.
Oh my god. Finally the tanks notice and they get punished so hard in return.
Without any healers. Ah, another shot on UFOs. Nikurasu is just tearing through
Beautiful
single-handedly. One more grapple.
I didn't know Kefri was on the Dallas field. Winston trying to jump all the way.
A headshot.
He's discorded. He's poisoned. 2 headshots. He's down. Oh,
and that should be it for the first round.
It was 99-100 flip, which is good for how close it was, but at the same time, can we talk about how dominant the Fool's Widow play was?
Yep. It was very close, but this game would have been in such favor of the Shanghai if they had done something about the Widow. Had it not been for Nikurasu being fairly uncontested most of the game, they would have taken that point easy.
Nico hopping over to the other solo queue favorite. Although I'm not doubting him at all at this point. He has been so dominant in his DPS. Box with the picks, and Nico with the solid shots.
Shanghai is going to be running their modified dive again. UFOs is going to be on the Moira this time.
Hello there.
I definitely agree with that. I think Moira works very well with dive, more so than Mercy if you're not running a Pharah. Alienware still in the Genji, though. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Junkrat, you mean?
Yes.
I kind of like Moira Lucio as dive healers.
Yes, Zenyatta Moira is optimal for dive, I believe, at this time. But both are very good combinations. The picks are already coming in for Shanghai, though. Or Dallas, rather.
Shanghai is down a healer.
Keija is going to try and live, but doesn't make it. And this is going to be a quick cap for the side of Dallas again.
Box very close to Pulse Bomb. Box has Pulse Bomb.
And look at this. 2 health is going to get the refill. And they're actually going to let Damat win.
I mean, yeah, he doesn't have next for
live,
a little while, so he's going to be... Sometimes leaving a Diva alive can be more punishing than killing her.
Absolutely. Pulse Bomb does come out. Tiny Giraffe is low, but he's going to get topped off. Aaron finds Mr. Kiwi. And this could start to be a flip. Alienware goes down, though.
I really like this from Shanghai. Their healers are playing with their tanks, and they're playing it well.
Yep. And now here comes the dive. They've got RLC out of mech, and now onto the point.
And this was a very coordinated, very well pulled off dive from Shanghai. Tiny Giraffe going to get 2, almost 3. The Genji going to probably go down here, as with the Zen.
There we go. A few punches in. He does take it.
And it's just a couple on... Wait, where did the rest of the Shanghai
go? We followed the monkey for a bit too long, it seems, as Dallas came in and shredded
that was
the Shanghai.
So well, but what a counter dive from... Oh, no. Knock him off again.
Oh, no! Tiny Giraffe forced to accept his fate, and what a wild
And
turnabout.
You heard it here first. Winston confirmed for Smash Bros. Oh,
He got
my
that
God.
edge guard nice and fair. It is incredible to me that Shanghai didn't take that.
I thought they had it.
They got, what, 3 picks to start
Yeah.
that? They lost a 3v6.
They had such a coordinated dive, but the Winston went just a bit too far ahead. Their healers got dove, and that was it.
Yep.
That was all they wrote.
Very unfortunate. Now, on this defense, there are a lot of ults on the side of Dallas, but
no.
Nikarasu's sitting on a blade. And here it
Teleport's
comes.
behind you.
Nothing personnel kid doesn't find anything but a monkey. Trying to do
Honestly-
some damage, but what a poorly used blade.
Yeah, that was.
The barriers, obviously, didn't help.
And Mr. Kiwi going the point alone just to try and stall for a bit.
Oh,
Gets
but he gets
trapped,
trapped.
tries to jump out.
Is this going to be a turnaround for Shanghai?
It should
Alienware
be.
has
We've only got
ults.
Diva and Lucio on point.
He does get taken out, but they do cap, but at 99% and already half a team down. Can they hold it?
We've got the Winston trying to focus, but he gets.
Yep, there's no healing.
There's just a Lucio. And it's not enough for a giant tank being hunted down by a Genji.
Yep. It does look like reinforcements have come in for Shanghai. Era does miss that pulse bomb. He
Aaron's
does avoid
very
it.
close to having his pulse bomb. He could turn this around if he survives. Good recall.
Yeah, but look at how many bodies are on the point from Dallas. And look
That
at
pulse
how
bomb's
many
on.
are alive for the Shanghai. It's almost none. And this will be the recap. There's just one large kiwi, or giraffe on the point. A large, tiny giraffe. And is this going to be 2-0?
It's overtime. Damage trying desperately to get on point.
Oh!
And he couldn't make it. He popped the ult just so he could run in.
That's so unfortunate.
Oh, no.
And that's going to be 3 in favor of Dallas Fools versus Shanghai 0.
Fox here with the play of the game.
Rattle, rattle, ta-da! Doesn't quite get that punch. Does finish Tiny Giraffe off, though. And with nothing fancy, just some shots, just some tracking, is going to get some kills.
Fox has been really good with his one clips.
Yeah, we see Aaron having done the most damage, though. I really appreciate how well Aaron is playing, but it's just not enough for the rest of his team. Look at Matt. Look at... As Diva, most limbs, most objective kills, and most objective time. That's not something that one off tank should have
No.
all of.
The only thing Diva should be pulling away is maybe gold limbs. And that's if you're sticking with your DPS.
Yeah.
And you're hitting those final shots.
But with a dive off tank, you need to be diving. That is the point. You should, with the rest of your team, be going after the Widowmaker.
And if Shanghai is going to review this for their next matches, one thing they'll want to point out, one thing I want to point out for them is what we got surprised by. The fact that you can execute a dive so well, but be counter-dove so
Yep.
hard that you lose after all that time and ult investment.
Yeah, this happens in these tournament level games where one team will dive the other and leave their Zenyatta behind because Zenyatta doesn't have the mobility. So that Zenyatta will get counter dived, and then suddenly is in the dived team's favor. You have to be able to peel for your supports, and I think not only that peel, but I feel like that aspect of communication may be lacking. Zenyatta may be getting dived, and perhaps he's not saying that he is getting dived, or maybe he's not including where he is when the dive is coming in. It seems to me that there are a lot of communication issues on the side of the Shanghai Serpents.
Yeah, I think the most important thing here is just teamwork.
Mm-hmm.
You have tanks that are maybe not doing. They're sticking together and they can play really well, but they're not quite getting done what they need to get done in the team setting. You have supports that are sticking with their tanks at times, but they're not getting the stuff done. You have 2 DPS who I think are honestly fantastic. Especially like we saw, Aaron had so much damage in that game, but he's just not coordinating with the rest of his team.
That being said, Junkrat on dive? I don't think so. I don't think that it was a good decision, and I don't think he should have stayed more than one team fight. That is, especially if you're fighting a Widow. Junkrat
Yeah,
against
no.
Widow, not a winning fight.
I can argue for Junkrat on dive if you know the enemy team's going to be running dive and you want to have that little element of counter dive.
Yeah.
I can see that, especially on like these smaller control points like Lighthouse. Junkrat's fantastic.
That being said, there was a Widowmaker.
Yeah, you can't.
With Junkrat has the mobility to go
Yeah.
up and get Widow, but he doesn't have the
You know,
consistent range.
I have a Junkrat main for a friend back home. He's a gold player, and he swears up and down that if you jump up to take care of Widows, it's easy.
Not
Except,
if the Widow sees you coming.
Have you ever played Duck Hunt?
Yeah.
Clay shooting. Oh, yeah, it's really hard for Junkrat. I mean, I suppose he might have been going for, like, the lower level of ruins is kind of a bunker.
Yeah, if you put
wanna
a trap
pop,
there.
Not just that, if you want to pop grenades over the top from, like, one of the walls where they can't see you and contest her, that might work. But he wasn't doing that.
That role, whether it was that player or someone else, needed to pick up Genji as a projectile DPS, needed to contest the Widow, because Junkrat just isn't getting it done.
I think the biggest
doesn't
thing is
have
that,
the
like,
tools.
Junkrat could be good, but there are, what is it, 6 other DPS that would have been better in that case? Probably 5.
Even Doomfist. Like, not gonna lie.
Come at the king, you better not miss.
You thought you could get away. But in any case...
I want to see more Doomfist play, I'm not gonna lie. They are kind of fixing his rocket punch.
Yes.
Somewhat. They're making it a bit bigger.
Yeah, hopefully that'll fix a lot of the issues. Doomfist has been such a buggy character since launch.
Imagine Brigitte Doomfist.
Whew. That's too much armor. And too many shields. 400
armor Doomfist with temporary shields built up by each hit. I think we're going to see more of him as soon as Brigitte comes into the meta.
It's definitely possible.
Yeah. Kind of like, I think he'd probably take over a Junkrat role on like a defensive thing.
He definitely has that pick, dive / anti-dive ability. He's also very good against multiple tanks, as we saw Dreamcasper break up tank compositions in the Overwatch League. So I think it'll be interesting to see a lot of him. I love watching Doomfist. I hate playing against Doomfist.
Yeah, I like playing Doomfist too. It's just like playing against is very frustrating. Although you're a support main. So playing support against Doomfist.
It's not great. Especially when you're Zenyatta and you're getting hits on Doomfist, but his shields just keep him barely alive. It is one of the most frustrating matchups.
The thing that Doomfist does really well is burst damage, because you have a 4-second cooldown, 150 to 300 burst move. So I really think that if he gets more armor and more sustain, and because of how much armor and sustain we're going to be seeing with Brigitte coming into the meta, I really think we're going to see more Doomfist.
Yeah.
Especially, like, even at top level. Which would be super cool.
Now we are going to be jumping into our 4th map. It's going to be Dorado.
And unfortunately, I think it's safe to say there's not going to be a tiebreaker today, considering it's a 4-map set and Dallas has 3 points.
Yep.
I could be wrong. We could see some surprises, but based on the rules...
It may be a 4-0 that we might be seeing.
The best this could do would be a 3-1. So if you're Shanghai, you want to make that impression. Brigitte...
It's possible. It might be happening.
She's probably banned in this stage.
But here we go.
Okay, Aaron staying on the Tracer. He has been getting good results.
Yep. It looks like they're opting for a very interesting defense to have a Tracer.
And I suppose we are actually getting the Brigitte.
All right.
Oh, I am so excited about that.
Aaron's got his position on that high ground.
Double sniper coming out from the Fools.
Yep, if they're not going to stick to that, definitely for the Sonar era, we do have TX Pro doing a little dance.
Mosey on down.
He hears you, Pumpkin. But in any case, it's dive, but not really. They have the dive tanks and Tracer, but they have Mercy as well as 2 anti-dive characters, Brigitte and TX Pro, on the McCree.
Yo, was that a Mayhem skin for Brigitte? Let's go.
It may be. It does look like the dive is coming in. Tiny Giraffe's already down. What happened? How did Ragnaraki do that much damage? Billy takes Damat down. Already Shanghai's falling apart. It's too early to be losing this many people.
Oh no, the Mercy got headshot down. This is not good for Shanghai.
Yep, Nikarasu's on the Widow again. This is a very good place.
Coming out, and we've just got the Brigitte trying to survive against so many.
Oof. She's backing up, but...
Oh,
That's
not,
rude.
that is not necessary at all.
Hydreigon, that's rude. But this has already been a stomp of the first stage,
That's
or first
Torbjorn's
phase.
daughter. Why would you do that? Oh. Mecha Mechanic is dead.
But in any case, this is going to be a very quick take of the first phase. That's 5.5 minutes on the board.
We are gonna get so.
And a blade already.
Oh no, 4 of Dallas, 4 of the Fools. No, sorry, 4 of Shanghai is down.
There's already.
That's it. That's pretty much a team kill.
That's going to get the payload at least halfway through the second phase.
Yeah. Okay. So we've got Brigitte ult ready, and that's kind of it.
Yeah. That's unfortunate. Look at how many ults we have on the side of the Dallas.
You gotta wonder when they're gonna pop that, because honestly, Brigitte ult is better. Oh, Nico. That pick.
Is the res going to come in?
Not if he
Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it's going to be safe enough. The dive. Oh, you didn't commit to the dive. You have to commit. The Winston walked up and then walked away despite being backed by Mercy and Alienware's Diva.
Oh no.
That hesitance cost them this fight.
Alright. Shanghai is gonna have 4 ults. But so will Dallas.
Ugh, but everyone with an ult is dead. And the
Yeah.
payload's already almost to the second
There's
phase.
no way they make this contest. I don't even think anyone can get there in time.
Nope, they are going to hold back. Actually, they're going to be forced back. Ragnaraki Primal raged them all the way into the back of the third phase, and
And
5, almost 6
here's
minutes.
something to say. The ult economy right now is equal between the two teams.
Mhm.
Except
Shanghai
pushed
hasn't
back
used
so
any.
far, yeah.
See, the thing is, the fools have used ults and have gotten them back.
Oh, Tiny Giraffe goes down again.
Where is this? How
Where is Shanghai?
the tanks attacked without the rest of their team, without even Brigitte. That's not a thing you
no.
can do. You need to communicate when you're all
Nano
diving.
Zen, that is just rude.
Oof. That's one of the scariest things I have ever seen. And a blade right in the spawn.
Are we even gonna see any ults come out from Shanghai?
Billy, 13 health, is gonna make it out! Here's finally an ult from the Fools, but
But she's by herself.
yeah, that ult only has an 8-meter range.
That
Billy
is
finally gets taken out.
150 armor missed for the entire team.
That's not something that can happen.
Oh no.
They are finally gonna find some footing here.
But at this point, oh.
They have 4.5 minutes to stop 10 meters.
And they invested 4 ults.
Most importantly, Dallas Fools in their first push got it to 69 meters. Nice. Nikarasu is gonna start getting to this high ground. Has already scoped it out. Is gonna try and get some shots. This is the optimal time to dive her, though.
Okay, good recognition.
And yes,
Good dive.
that is what you
Fantastic
do.
dive from Tiny Giraffe. Just because of how much trouble.
Aaron takes out Billy. They're finally figuring out how to hold this defense. Diva Bomb comes out.
Drop the Winston bubble. Must have.
Ooh. And Ragnaroki's decided to ult. It looks like Dallas is going to go all in on this fight. They are committing right now.
I mean, with this much time, why not?
I mean, I get it, but you need to save your ults so you can take this, the hardest part of the map. Look at Shanghai's ultimates.
That is true, you're right.
And look at how staggered the ultimates from
That could be a beautiful Diva
Dallas
Bomb.
has been. Doesn't get anything, not even a hit.
Never mind.
Oh, Billy's low. Not quite sure where he recalled to. A Nano Monkey is on the point, but these ults are just being so staggered from Dallas.
Dallas getting really cocky, I think, right now.
Yeah, I think so too. They need to stack their ultimate so that they can get this final push.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter how dominant. Oh, that was a huge bomb from Billy.
This suddenly might be winnable with 3 picks coming out from Billy.
I was gonna say, it doesn't matter how good you are, don't underestimate the enemy team, but Billy solely taking down the rest of them.
And
This
the
might
payload
be it.
progress, I don't think so. I don't think the Dallas reinforcements are going to be here in time. They are moving it though. Dragon is moving it on all by herself. Here comes a Deadeye, takes out Dragon Plays.
And this is probably gonna be a stop push. This, honestly, too long of a push.
Yeah.
Too much investment.
Too many ultimates that were used in a very strange sequence. they need to get all 6. And they have decided that halfway through, then they're going to commit, which is not something you can do. And now they still have some ultimates, but not as many as they could have had. They could have had 6 half a fight ago. Nikarasu goes down. He's now on the McCree.
The only thing I can think of right now is a Han Solo quote. Nice shooting, kid. Don't get cocky.
Aaron's got pulse spawn. That is the only ultimate at the moment.
This
Tiny
could
Giraffe
be a-
is close to his, though. This could stop the push and get them some more time. Already back to under 2 minutes. Shanghai's done very well in this last phase.
Billy drops the
Nikarasu.
pulse bomb, and he's going to get a pick on the Brigitte.
Brigitte does go down, but does get rezzed. Billy dies as well.
Very important trade, very important res. Brigitte has a lot of like aerial healing. A
Here
lot
comes
of burst
Primal
healing.
Rage, though, from Dallas. A Diva Bomb slides
Whoa.
down against TX Pro skills. But this fight's so spread out. The picks aren't coming fast enough that spawn advantage is going to be in the favor of Shanghai.
I don't know how I feel about Hydreon's Diva play right now. I feel like he's being incredibly reckless.
And
with
look
his
at
ult.
this. It's another ultimate from Brigitte that gets almost no one. That ultimate with an 8-meter range is very good if your team's next to you.
I almost think that ult is better before a team fight.
I agree. That
Like
either
when-
to keep everyone up in a during a fight or before so you have all that armor. Tiny Draft does go down, but he's been holding these 3 players in this hallway to the point that Shanghai has had the lead in the rest of the fight.
Nikarasu getting some good picks. No surprise, his McCree is as good as his Widow.
Aaron is low. Needs to be real careful about this flashbang. Nikarasu knows this. Oof, but
Ooh.
does get taken down.
But their
Cheeky
Mercy
fight
went
from
down in
Aaron.
the fight.
But it doesn't matter. Spawn's right there. All they need to do is get the player advantage, and then they have the spawn advantage.
And right now, 20 seconds on the clock. Actually, not looking like Shanghai's gonna, Dallas is gonna finish this.
And look at this. They've switched tanks as well. They've
Hello.
switched over to Death Ball, which means they have no tank ultimates.
Yeah, I don't know. If I'm being completely honest, this might just be Dallas thinking, well, we already won the set.
Yeah. Time to be experimental. The problem with the Death Ball is that they don't have enough healing. They have both dive healers, which isn't enough. Oh, TX Pro!
Oh,
It's down, or it takes down Nikarasu's ultimate.
out cowboyed.
Yep. And just pick after pick. It's all blue now. Now it's in favor of Shanghai. They are going to put a hold to this. That being said, 75 meters, do you think they can push even further?
They could, but I'm
will
not
they?
confident. I'm going to be blunt and say that. Just because I suppose their only chance to push it further would be if they play their absolute best.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, if Dallas maintains some of this cockiness.
Yep.
Because they had that. And the fact that they got stopped, I guess Dallas didn't want to put up with that.
Yeah, Dallas had over 5 minutes to stack up 6 ultimates and make a final push. But they refused to do so.
I have lost competitive games exactly like this.
Yep. The ult stacking in this game is so important, especially with spawn advantage like this. You need to have all your combinations ready so that you can actually take this fight, but
And what
the
did
fact
we
that they
see?
staggered everything else
we
so bad.
saw a lot of DPS ults used as soon as they came out.
Mm-hmm.
We saw a couple Diva bombs not used defensively, used weirdly, which did some cool things, but they only got 1 or 2 picks at most. And then when Diva went down, didn't have the mech back. We saw the switch to Deathball at the very last second, tossing out some ults too.
Yep. Now, we do have Shanghai on attack with the same composition, which is still very strange. Don't know how I feel about this half-dive, half-anti-dive composition, because TX Pro skills cannot keep up with Aaron.
And Brigitte, yeah.
It's very slow. She is the
Brigitte-
same speed as Zenyatta,
Yeah.
plus a dash every 4 seconds.
Brigitte needs a Lucio if you want to run her with dive. And
I don't
even
think so.
then,
That's not enough healing.
even then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Brigitte is not a dive healer. She
No.
is not meant for that. So we'll see how this composition works out.
Maybe since this is payload, they want to play more defensive around payload. But then why?
But then why do they have a Tracer and a Diva?
Yeah.
We'll see how it works out. Dallas
It
is going
could
to
work.
run
I've
Deathball,
seen
though.
Diva played more defensively behind Reinhardt's.
And look at this. Dragon plays on his own Brigitte.
Ooh.
On a Brigitte, definitely enough healing. They have Nikarasu on the Widow again. It's already spotted the Tracer, perhaps. But yeah, you were right in that the team is moving around the payload, except for Aaron, who's going to do a little bit of a flanking. Get spotted by Ana, possibly.
Yeah, because the thing about payload maps is that because the payload moves so slowly, if you play around it, oh, that was almost a really nice one clip.
If he had gotten enough headshots, it would have been enough, but unfortunately, it doesn't come through. And meanwhile, the rest of his team is getting ripped apart. Ooh, but he does get Billy. Is he going to wait for the resurrect? There's no resurrect on the side of Dallas. Aaron's in a prime position as long as he doesn't get sniped right here, right now. Whew! What a dangerous spot to be. Playing with fate with Nikarasu staring right at that window.
You saw right there, he got a little boost of armor to help pump him up above 200 HP.
Yep. Now here comes this fight. Reinhardt only has a third of his ult while Ragnaraki has it. That
very reckless charge, but it worked out. Did he boop into a pulse bomb?
Something like that. May have even been a stun from Brigitte. Here comes a tire, though.
Gets the tire.
Oh.
That was a wonderful fire strike. Oh,
that being said, the rest of his team is down. They resurrect TX Pro skills, but that's just going to make him feed if they can't win this fight. Dragon Plays does get flashbanged, but with
Shanghai
the armor and the
might
healing.
Have this.
I don't know. They have spawn advantage. And San is down.
And
it is
Aaron's
possible.
Getting a lot of picks.
I suppose you're right in that all they needed to do was survive this long. Ooh,
oh,
charge.
No.
No bubble. He is going to live, though, and that actually puts Reinhardt in a very bad situation, but Ragnaraki gets all of them. The Shatter upon impact kills Damat, but Tiny Giraffe finally takes out Ragnaraki. Absolutely not. It was not at all. It looked cool and got a lot of people, but the DPS was not there to back it up.
And the Mercy's going to be back, too.
Tiny Giraffe is getting his Earth Shatter ready.
Oh, this is huge.
But picks still coming in on the side of Dallas.
Yeah.
Nikarasu uncontested, utterly and completely.
How do you contest him? You have to have D.Va fly so deep in the enemy lines.
In this case, you don't. You stand behind the Reinhardt shield.
What Reinhardt shield? That's the thing.
Unfortunately, Tiny Giraffe is down again. That is the only way in this situation if you're not running a Genji to contest
Genji
Nikarasu.
or Far to flank around the left side.
The mine is going to come out. Now, ultimates are all up.
Okay, this would be a great time to use Rally before you get into the team fight.
It looks like
get some armor.
Will be used in the fight. Ragnaraki is down already. Now, with no shield, you shatter now. A mine kills Aaron.
Looks like he's looking for it.
He does find the healers.
There were both the healers there.
That being said, Dragon Plays can block it with the Brigitte barrier, but here it does. It gets the Ana. That's is it.
Honestly enough. If he can get the pick.
He can't. The healing and the armor was too much. That was such a clutch rally.
And yeah, this is exactly where you do want to be using the rally. Honestly, UFO is holding that rally way too long. You want to toss it out.
Hasn't used it yet at all, have they?
I feel like when you get Brigitte's rally, you want to use it immediately as your team's coming from spawn to get ready to push.
Yep, as long as everyone's close together, everyone gets the extra 150 health. Or during a fight, but you have to actually use it.
That was, oh my god, the flash stun. Did you see that?
Yep. Tiny Giraffe is walking up. This is their last chance. They've got 18 seconds. They have to make this count. He's anti-healed, though. That's huge. He does get knocked back and downed, and so does the rest of his team.
Frontline Brigitte is terrifying.
Diva Bomb does get San. Unfortunate, but that's not going to be enough.
There's no one close enough to even get near that payload, and that is going to be a 4-0 for Dallas. That ult, not even necessary.
Yep, just for
Zarya
fun.
like, here, look, I have a black hole. Look at that color coordination.
Very good Dallas colors. Billy is going to run away with play of the game. She's going to get a dash reset right into this play. And there it is. Here's the ult. That's one. That was two. And Dallas just making it impossible for Shanghai to get any footing.
33 limbs. Whoa. How about that? So yeah, couple things. What? Shanghai has to work on a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think this was an important lesson for Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
If you aren't careful, you can lose 4.5 minutes on the last point of Dorado.
Yeah, you can't get too cocky.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, they won the map pretty handily.
Big names.
But they could have finished it.
They could have. Big names. Nikarasu on all of his DPS. Fantastic. Billy did a great job.
The healing from Dragon plays, especially on the Brigitte, was very good. The armor rally was used at very correct times. Ragnarok had his Earth Shatter incredibly quickly.
There's some really good team coordination from all of those involved.
Shanghai needs to get their communication on the lockdown. They need to get their compositions figured out, and I think that'll put them in the right direction.
They also need to make sure they're not just tossing out ults.
Yep.
The ult economy for Shanghai was like 2008 recession.
That being said, they had a lot of ultimates, they just didn't use them.
Or they used them wrong.
Yep.
Or they used them too quickly. Or they overlapped them.
There were a lot of timing issues.
Yeah.
A lot of grouping issues, especially for Rally. It's definitely a lot of stuff that they need to review the VODs and figure out how to fix before the rest of the stage, because we are in Stage 1 now. This is where the seeding will come in for the playoffs. So I don't know if it is the top 6 teams that get into the playoffs, or maybe it's all 12 and this is just the seeding, but that being said, you definitely want a better seed than not.
And I really hate to say it, but just based on what I've seen today, because I haven't seen the Dragons play before, kind of reminiscent of the other Dragons right now, which is not a position you want to be in.
Yeah, the Serpents looking a little bit like the Dragons. Yeah. It's unfortunate, but they know what to work on. They know where they're going.
There is potential there. You have good DPS. Aaron had a lot of key picks.
Yeah.
Aaron was good at getting the one clips. Aaron was a fantastic tracer, I think. Aaron was not playing with his team.
He wasn't playing with his team. The other DPS was it was always an interesting choice. Junkrat on King of the Hill in a dive comp. McCree.
It's not that the player was not doing well.
Yeah, it's just that the role was not correct.
Yeah, the roles were kind of all over the place. The picks were kind of all over the place.
So hopefully, if they were to take suggestions from me, I would say cookie cutter. That's what you want to run.
Yeah.
You could experiment with Brigitte from time to time because she's a new character, but when you're running dive, just run a full dive. Maybe with like a Moira instead of a Lucio. If you're gonna run Death Ball or anti-dive, run those comps.
Commit. That's the big thing. Commit both in your picks and in your play style. We had great comps on a couple of maps. We had dive comp on Dorado, I think, but the Camille from the Dragons was terrible.
Yeah, there was that moment, if you remember, that the Winston had jumped onto Nikarasu and stopped. He went back. He wasn't sure about the dive, even though Mercy and Diva were behind him. That should have been the moment to go and get that pick. But Nikarasu lived.
Winston hops in, did someone say?
And then left.
And there he goes.
My job here is done.
Yeah, but you didn't do anything. Also, the Roadhog and the Orisa. I want to point to that on Hanamura. That would have been fantastic in that place. That would have worked well. But you played in a weird spot. You didn't fully commit to the support you needed between the tanks. And one push from Dallas, obliterated.
Yep. And a dive composition at that.
When you're playing anti-dive. So I think the biggest issues are both solid comps, consistent comps, and committal within comps. If you can nail that down, Dragons would be pretty fearsome.
Yep. And hopefully they'll take those lessons to heart as we go in through the stage. We will be having more matches later this week. I believe in the first stage there's only one match per each team. So congratulations, you watched a 6th of the matches so far. So keep up on the stream and be sure to tune in.
Many thanks to Ian for having me. I'm Astro. I'm another commentator over here in, I'd say, just for some other events like Smash and all that, but Overwatch is really fun.
It's great to have you here. We'll be co-casting whenever we can. And until then, I will see you later.
See you guys.